You ever wanted to generate leads from YouTube, but you're worried it won't work for you because you don't have a big channel? But if you could just get a little bit more views and a little bit more subscribers with every video you do, I bet you probably wouldn't stop. That's exactly what happened to me. And just like you, I thought generating leads from YouTube was just this mystical thing that some people had, and me being an ads guy, it's just not in my cards. But the more I thought about it, the more ridiculous I really thought that thought actually was. And to my surprise, when I started implementing patterns that I saw in other channels, I was able to generate leads from YouTube with a really small channel. Matter of fact, I was able to get my videos to be suggested from YouTube's suggest and browse algorithm, even though I had about 100 subscribers. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it. The most important thing that we can do right now is understand how to do the proper research and really follow the correct principles. Then I'm going to show you how I reverse engineered some of the best edutainment YouTube videos to build a YouTube superscript. Ended up getting my next video more views than I ever had. But the coolest part about this isn't the views or the subscribers. It's the simple fact that I've been able to consistently generate leads from YouTube without having to spend a dime on ads. If you were to come up to me about a year from now and tell me that I'm gonna be talking about YouTube and generating leads from YouTube, I would absolutely think you are crazy. And the funny part is I'm actually an ads guy. I run a Facebook ads marketing agency. And about 6 months ago, I went all in on building a low ticket offer and actually did pretty well with it to actually self-liquidate at least 50% of the ad spend, but I still felt unhappy and I couldn't figure out why. The problem wasn't that Facebook ads don't work. Facebook ads work really well. I just wanted another source where I could get rewarded for putting out good content by getting more views, getting more subscribers, and ultimately getting more leads to turn into customers. And then I realized, holy cow, that is YouTube. And not only will YouTube deliver that if you actually make good content, but you can actually end up getting monetized by YouTube down the road and actually get paid for that content in itself. I don't know any other platform that pays as much as YouTube. And in the past, the biggest thing that had stopped me was just my thoughts, thinking that it's impossible or the people that do it just have what it takes and I don't. And that just couldn't be further from the truth. I decided to commit to YouTube and actually put in the research so I can understand how to make that really good content. And that's the first thing that you have to do, is the proper research. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I did that. Like most of us, when we put ourselves in a situation where we're learning something new, whether it's YouTube or something else, it can be quite challenging, especially when you think this is something that you should be good at. It reminded me of a time when I joined the Army to become part of the Surge in 2005. I signed up to become an infantryman. One of the biggest challenges for me in my life as an 18 or 19-year-old. We would do these crazy ruck marches. I knew I was physically fit, but I started to fail in one thing I never thought I would have failed in because I didn't follow the right principles or do the proper research. And that area was actually qualifying for my weapon. It was a huge surprise because I grew up on an orchard. I used to hunt. We used to get our own turkeys for Thanksgiving. And as a last-ditch effort, our first sergeant, which was the highest enlisted member, he took us out to a range on a cold, wet, rainy day on a Saturday. Shooting a few rounds and zeroing my weapon, he looked at my target and there was a bullet at the top and a bullet at the bottom and a little bit over to the right. And he said, "Private, you know what your problem is? You're not practicing the proper fundamentals. Your breathing is off. Specifically, you need to be able to exhale all the air out of your breath and squeeze the trigger slowly, surprising yourself at the same time." Now, everything he said up until this point, I had already heard before. What he said next was the missing piece, which I had also heard before, but didn't do the proper research to understand the value of this piece. It just went right over my head. And what that was starting to acquire my target as I'm breathing in and exhaling. At that point, I was just trying to acquire my target as I was exhaling because I was so caught up in doing everything else. The next time that I shot, I literally had the next two go through the same hole, and the third one went really close next to it. I ended up passing and getting expert. So this isn't a range. I want to make sure that I can help you hit your goals and target when it comes to YouTube. In order to do this, you need to understand the proper fundamentals and principles. I recommend finding at least 5 to 10 videos in the niche that you're going to be making YouTube videos for. But not in the way you think. We're not here to copy them. In fact, we want to do the opposite. Number one, we're trying to figure out other videos that have demand. Then as you watch these videos, I want you to identify what pops up in your head, and as well as the gaps you see in the videos. What this is going to do is it's going to allow you to get into your audience's mind. They're going to feel like you're actually reading your minds. Because what's happening is you're watching this video, other important things are popping up that they're missing, like me when it came to acquiring my target when I was breathing in and out. It just goes right over their head. And when you're coming in at this different angle, helping them close the gap, they're gonna love your content, and it's gonna help actually build your brand. It does several things at once. And don't forget to go into the comment section and also see what people are saying, because what ends up happening is people will complain, or people will say, hey, I wish you would have went a little deeper on this, and then you go ahead and you make your version. By doing this, this actually helped me get my videos suggested, even though I was a small channel, by my competitors that had hundreds of thousands of views. And actually one of my videos got suggested by somebody who had over 1 million subscribers. So it works, as long as you work it. Next, let's talk about scripting. When I saw the videos that did really, really well, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of views and some channels having over 1 million subscribers. All the videos had structure in common. And to be quite honest, in the past, I had just made videos, I just turned the camera on, and it's not that I don't have anything good to say, it's just that the videos weren't very structured, and my audience probably didn't get too much clarity from it because it can be all over the place. Nobody really teaches you how to tell a good story. Nobody really shows you how to structure what to say and also how to say it. And I found this to be true for how to tell a story, but not just any story. Being able to tell a story that aligns with what you're teaching. And this is really where my journey started, because when I noticed all these videos had structure to it, they all had really good stories. So when I went to go search for resources to actually tell these stories, and some even being in really good relevant courses, I found they really lacked context. They did say, do content, have a topic, tell a story, but nobody actually told you, here's how you tell a story, or here's what to say in this content. So I took it upon myself to do the proper research and make one for you. So I identified about 10 different channels, and really I condensed that list into about 5, and then I picked the top 3 channels. They were amazing. And what I identified was each video had the following components. Video started with a power hook. The power hook consisted of a very short statement where you introduce the problem and introduce the solution or the desire or end goal, but in a powerful way, like this. Have you ever wanted to be able to generate leads from YouTube without having to pay a dime in ads, but you don't really think it's something that's possible because you don't have a big channel? That's a power hook. Then the power hooks would be followed by an agenda reveal. And the agenda reveal essentially just talked about what was coming in the video. Like this, number 1 mistake most YouTubers make when they make their videos that slow channel growth. And 2, I'm gonna show you how you can make a simple lead magnet from actually using the resources in your video so you don't have to waste time making one anyway. And 3, I'm gonna give you the exact lead magnet template I use to generate leads from YouTube so you don't have to remake your own. That's an agenda reveal. The purpose of this is to help amplify the power hook. And we have what is called the plot. Now this sets the stage for what's to come. It starts in the beginning, meaning here is the situation I am at, and here is the goal I want to achieve. After that, you have the 3 content principles, and this is typically the 3 things you teach. Each one of these content pillars has the following: the situation, the obstacle, the goal, the what and the how, and then the revelation. And then at the very end, after you go through all 3, you introduce what I call the quantum leap revelation. And this is how you recap how you went from problem to solution and what the journey was like. And this is really powerful because it brings credibility to all you talked about. This script has single-handedly helped me get into YouTube's algorithm, specifically the browse and the suggest. After I started using this script, everything changed. This works if we don't launch, but it's kind of easy to mess up. But in order to see results, we have to do the work, which means we have to upload the videos. And what I recommend is doing at least 1 video a week. Remember how I said it's kind of easy to mess up? The most important thing we could do to grow is be consistent with our content. Not only does this help us with YouTube, it helps build a brand with our audience so they have something to look forward to that's also consistent, so we stay top of mind. When I noticed I started to fall behind, I immediately implemented a specific schedule to fix it. The video that you shoot for this week needs to be the video for next week. Don't shoot a video that you're also going to upload for this week unless it is the worst case scenario and you just have to get a video out. And in that situation, I totally understand. Sometimes it happens, but I'm going to show you how to fix that so it doesn't have to happen. What I do in order to stay on top of my videos is every week I have a list, and this list will either have videos that I have seen on YouTube that I want to model. I take about 5 to 10 minutes out of my day. I scroll through YouTube and I make a list of videos that I want to model or inspiration that I get from myself. And the way I follow a schedule, number 2, is on Mondays, I will outline that video that I choose. I will take the script that I use and I will outline that video, and you can get a link to the script in the description below. Then on Tuesday, the 3rd thing I do is I make a draft script from that outline. So what I'm doing here is every day I'm putting a little bit of time into my channel and I'm becoming more effective and efficient, and I'm getting better at the things that I do. Now down the road, I might decide that, hey, I could film 3 videos a week and then wait a couple more weeks and do 3 videos a week and wait a couple more weeks. And then on Wednesday, what I do is I complete the final draft, which usually doesn't take me too long, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. And then I go ahead and I actually shoot the video. And then on Thursday, I edit it. And then I'm ready to upload for next week. No task takes really more than an hour. And we're not doing everything at once here. And as you start doing this, it will get easier and easier and easier. And because I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 months now, I can now finish a script in about 30 minutes. But by doing the proper research beforehand in identifying the gaps in other videos will help give the inspiration you need, but to not only stand out from the rest, but to really help you build your brand and really kind of feel like you're reading your audience's mind. By doing the proper research and following timeless principles will really help you stand out from the crowd and build a relationship with your audience where they find your content valuable. Scripting my videos has hands down had the biggest impact. And the reason why is it really helps my audience get clarity on solving specific problems. Because I know if right now there's not a lot of content on actually scripting a YouTube video that shows the what and the how, this is only going to serve my audience because I also know it's missing. And this is typically the content that I will choose to make. Something that's missing so I can fill in the gaps. Then having a schedule, as easy as it seems, really is a foolproof way so you don't fall behind. So as long as you keep making videos for this week, for the next week, and maybe set a day aside at the end of the month just to film 1 more video, so you can have one in your pocket. God forbid something happens, you're gonna feel way better. You'll never fall behind. And then one other thing I'm gonna leave you with is one mistake I made in the beginning is I focused too much on tags and keywords. And I remember learning about them thinking that this had such a big impact. But the truth is when I stopped using tags and keywords, my videos started getting more views. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want access to the script, look for a link in the description where you can download it. See you on the next one.